Welcome back. This is Roger Goodwin. Today we have Tanner Antoniuk with us from Advanta Seeds. Going to visit with him a little about the new iGrowth that's coming out from Advanta. Welcome, Tanner.
Thanks for having me, Roger.
You bet. I've got a few questions for you here. How long has the iGrowth been in development with Advanta?
So Advanta actually found this out of our Argentina R&D program back in 2007. So it's been in the works now for 13 years. Back in 2009, they actually started the integration into our elite parent lines, our elite germplasm. So we really started seeing our hybrids there shortly after that 2010 growing season. But it's been in the works for a while, and we're excited that it's finally time we get to release them out to the public this upcoming year.
Been a lot of people asking about it. So another question is that we get a lot, is iGrowth a GMO?
It is not. That's actually been one of the biggest barriers to getting it out there in the marketplace. We actually had to go through the plant novel trait registration up in Canada. So the Canadian P&T, it has been approved. So that actually came through this past spring. So iGrowth is available for export anywhere in the world. We have no restrictions. So it's non-GMO, able to export anywhere. We have no channeling restrictions.
Is the U.S. the first country that Advanta launched the iGrowth?
It is not. We actually have launched it in two other countries. Originally, it was Australia and Argentina. So they've actually gone through their second growing seasons apiece to massive success. They've had really good releases there, sold out a product 2 years in a row. We've actually, this past year, launched it in Uruguay and Paraguay as well. Excuse me.
That's a tongue twister.
It is, yeah, especially back to back. Yeah.
Okay, how many hybrids will be available for the public in 2021?
This year we're going to be releasing 5 different hybrids. So we have our first generation products, which will be our 1142 and our 2177. We have pretty good supply on that. Our parent seed we were able to get enough of that to do a full commercial launch. We'll have 3 other hybrids on a more limited basis this year, and we're strategically going to place those where they're the best fit. But so we could potentially see 5 different hybrids here in Oklahoma for this upcoming growing season.
Okay, is there going to be an ability for people to pre-order seed for the upcoming growing season?
I would urge people, if you're interested in iGrowth and planting some iGrowth seed this next year, go on to our website, which is igrowthtech.com, and fill out the pre-order form. It's not holding you to anything. You're not having to enter a credit card. What it really does is it helps us go ahead and allocate seed to the different areas where we're seeing the most demand for these products, especially on those second 3 that are going to be more limited. It'll really help us make sure we have a good plan out there to cover the acres where it's most needed.
Okay, and another question we've been getting to on this, is there going to be a stewardship agreement like your GMO crops? And
we will require a stewardship agreement. And what it really does is it's going to help us make sure to keep the efficacy of this program for years to come. iGrowth is tolerant to imazamox, and the imazamox family of herbicides has been known to have buildup or resistance to certain weeds, or weeds have certain resistances to it. So with that, we want to make sure we have a proper stewardship program in place so we can keep using this technology years down the road. It will be through Accelerate.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Will it be like the rest of them, the simple process of going through Accelerate?
Absolutely, real simple. We have the link on our website, but you can also go to agcelerate.com, do it just like any of your other stewardship agreements, whether that would be your Syngenta agreements or any of your other technologies. You'll be able to fill it right out there online and look at it. So just go onto the website or Accelerate and fill out that stewardship form.
So that'll be fairly simple for them because a lot of them are familiar with that. So
yes, sir.
Okay, changing gears now. Let's go to some of the herbicide. Is there a crop response after application of your chemical?
Now that's actually one of the biggest benefits. When growers go out there and spray, we actually see less than 1% crop response from application of imazamox, so it's an extremely safe technology, and for a non-GMO, it's really exciting to see. If there is any crop response, often it's from the different oils that we have in the tank. It's usually not from imazamox. So no yellow flashing, no real stunting of the growth. It's going to be really safe for us to use out in the field.
Okay, what will be labeled for the use on the iGrowth?
So I mentioned it's the ME family. Here in the United States, we are using imazamox, and the primary reason is just our rotational restrictions. Internationally, we're able to change that up a little bit, but they're primarily on the Clearfield systems. Here in the U.S., our plant backs really made us choose the imazamox. Just it's going to be more feasible for us as we're rotating into cotton, into wheat, stuff like that.
Okay, what programs are currently being looked at?
So one of the biggest benefits to the Imazamox, and we're working with UPL, and they're doing a lot of these trials for us. The companion herbicide is going to be called Emiflex. It's currently pending EPA registration. But some of the stuff they're looking at is as a pre and a post, and that's going to be our biggest benefit, is seeing how flexible this chemistry is. So you're going to be able to go in, depending on who the grower is. He can either go in pre if that works best for him, or you're going to be able to go in post. They're currently working on the label, but we've actually seen it 4x rates all the way up until boot, where it's still extremely safe on the crop. So we'll have to refer back to the label on when we can spray it, but we should have a pretty broad application window.
Will this be a time that you can talk about kind of some of the rates that can be used, or is that too early before it's registered?
Yeah, unfortunately I can't mention any rates right now. We'll be able to see it once it's registered. I do know that we've had certain universities testing this out, so you'll be able to check with your OSU reps or your Texas A&M researchers, and they have their different applications that they put on, so you can refer back to those.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's going to be a wrap for this Growing With Us. Thank you, Tanner, for taking your time and going over this with us. We appreciate it.
I really appreciate having you, Roger.